I am going to go over some tricks for content optimization in order to make sure that your website is really fast. So these days, it's really important to make sure that your website loads correctly and quickly for your customer and potential users, because a slow loading website has now leads to higher bounce rates. So you want to make sure you're doing everything that you can to ensure that your content is optimized for a fast website. We'll also look at some tools to help measure website speed, and we'll also look at how and why website speed affects users and SEO as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So what is website speed? Website speed is also known as page load time or website performance. It refers to the amount of time it takes for a web page to fully load and become usable for a visitor. It's a critical factor in determining how quickly a website's content, including text, images, videos, and interactive elements, become visible and interactive to users after they click a link or enter a web address in their browser. Website speed is typically measured in seconds or milliseconds and can have a significant impact on user experience, search engine rankings, and overall business success. A fast-loading website provides several benefits. Firstly is with user experience. So faster websites can create a smoother and more enjoyable browsing experience. Users are more likely to engage with the content or stay on a site that loads quickly, reducing frustrations and bounce rates. It also has benefits to SEO. So major search engines like Google take website speed into account when determining search rankings. Faster websites are more likely to rank higher in search results, leading to increased organic traffic. Websites that load quickly tend to have a higher conversion rate, meaning more visitors take desired actions like making a purchase, signing up for a newsletter, or filling out a form. And with the rise of mobile browsing, fast-loading websites are even more crucial. Mobile users often have slower and less stable connections compared to desktop users, making speed an essential factor for retaining mobile traffic. Quick loading times contribute to a positive perception of a website or brand. Conversely, slow loading pages can negatively impact a user's perception of a business, credibility, and trustworthiness as well. Fast loading times for websites are more accessible to users with limited internet connectivity, as well as those using older devices or browsers. Website speed can be affected by various factors, including hosting quality, server response times, page design and complexity, image and video sizes as well, and the use of CDNs as well. Web developers and site owners often work to optimize website speed by using techniques such as compressing images, reducing unnecessary code, leveraging browser caching, and using effective hosting solutions to ensure a seamless and responsive user experience. So now let's talk about the different kinds of website speed, including page load time, server speed, and other relevant metrics. So first up, we have page load time, and page load time also refers to the page load speed or simply load time. This is the total duration it takes for a web page to fully load and become usable in a user's browser. And this includes the time it takes for all the page's resources like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, images, and videos to be fetched and rendered. A faster page load time results in a more satisfying user experience, lower bounce rates, and better conversion rates. And then we have server response time, and this is often called time to first byte, or TTFB, and it measures the time it takes for a web server to respond to a user's request once they've clicked on a link or entered a URL. It includes the time required for the server to process the request and retrieve the necessary data from databases or other sources and send back the initial response. A lower server response time indicates a more efficient server and contribute to a faster page loading time. So render time is the period between when a web browser receives all necessary resources from the server and when it completes rendering the entire page, making it visible and interactive for the user. It encompasses tasks like parsing HTML, applying CSS styles, executing JavaScript, and rendering images. Optimizing render time is essential for ensuring a smoother user experience. Next up, we have First Contentful Paint, or FCP. FCP measures the time it takes for the first visual element to appear on the screen as the page loads. This could be the background text, image, or other audio files. FCP provides insight into how quickly users perceive that a page is loading, contributing to their initial impression of speed. Next up, we have Time to Interactive, or TTI. TTI measures the time it takes for a page to become fully interactive, allowing users to engage with elements like buttons, forms, and links. TTI is really crucial because users expect to be able to interact with the page as soon as it's visually loaded. Next up, we have connection metrics, and these include metrics related to the process of establishing a connection to the server, like DNS resolution time. So this is the time taken to translate a domain name into an IP address. Then you have TCP handshake time, so the time taken to establish a connection, and SSL handshake, so the time taken to establish a secure connection if that's applicable. And lastly, we have content delivery metrics. For websites using content delivery networks, or CDNs, metrics relate to CDN performance like edge server response time and cache hit rate. And all of these are really important. CDNs help distribute content across multiple servers to reduce latency and improve load times. A really popular CDN to use is Cloudflare. Cloudflare is very widely used, and it can significantly improve page loading times and enhance website performance. It offers a range of features designed to optimize content delivery, mitigate security threats, and improve the overall user experience. The way Cloudflare works is that it has essential kind of global network. So Cloudflare operates a vast network of data centers located across the world. So when you use Cloudflare, your website's content is cached and distributed across these data centers. And this means that when a user visits your website, they are served content from the nearest data center, reducing the physical distance and latency between the user and the server. And by distributing content closer to users, Cloudflare reduces that time it takes for data to travel between the user's device and the server, thus resulting in faster loading times and more responsive website as well. Other than that, Cloudflare also provides a lot of security and DDoS protection. So Cloudflare's WAF, the Web Application Firewall, helps protect your website from various online threats, including malicious bots and hacking attempts. And a secure website tends to perform better since it's not dealing with security-related disruptions. In essence, Cloudflare acts as an intermediary between your website and users, optimizing the way content is delivered, improving loading times, and enhancing security. It's really important to note that while Cloudflare can provide significant improvements in your performance, the extent of improvement can vary based on factors like your website's existing architecture, content, and geographical audience distribution. So it's not just the only thing they need to think about, but it's definitely a factor that can help. So now let's talk about website speed and user experience. So the relationship between website speed and UX and bounce rates is a really critical aspect of web design and optimization. When users first land on a web page, their first impression is heavily influenced by how quickly the page loads, and a fast page loading time creates a positive initial experience, while a slow loading page can lead to frustration and user impatience. Users are more likely to engage with the site that loads quickly, and they can start consuming content, interacting with elements, and achieving their goals without any kind of delay. Slow loading times may cause users to lose interest and abandon the site altogether. Mobile users as well, who are often on the go, rely on cellular networks, and they have even less patience for slow loading pages. Optimizing for mobile is crucial nowadays to cater for the growing segment of users. It's now one of the main ways that people come onto a site. They tend to use mobile more than desktop. So making sure that your website page and all the pages are optimized for mobile is really crucial. So with bounce rates, and website speed, bounce rate is essentially the percentage of visitors who navigate away from the website after only viewing one page. A high bounce rate is often indicative of visitors leaving the site without actually engaging further. Slow loading pages can significantly contribute to high bounce rates. If users aren't met with a delay in accessing content, they might become frustrated and leave the site before exploring what it actually offers. Users have short attention spans, and they expect websites to provide immediate value. So slow loading pages can test their patience and lead to them seeking alternatives. Bounce rates have a direct impact on conversion rates. If users are leaving the site without taking any actions like making a purchase or signing up, the website's overall conversion performance is affected. To mitigate the negative effects of slow loading times on bounce rates and UX, it's essential to prioritize website optimization. And again, this includes optimizing images, minifying code, leveraging browser caching, reducing server response times, and considering the use of CDNs. Regularly monitoring and testing your website performance is key to ensuring a positive user experience and lower bounce rates. So now let's talk about how website speed affects SEO. Website speed has a significant impact on your search engine optimization. Search engines like Google consider website speed as a ranking factor because they want to deliver the best possible user experience. So here's how website speed affects SEO. Google has officially confirmed that website speed is a ranking factor in its algorithm. Websites that load faster are more likely to rank higher in search engines, And Google aims to provide users with fast and relevant search results, so it rewards websites that offer better loading times. Search engines prioritize websites that provide a positive user experience. Slow loading websites frustrate users and discourage them from staying on the site or returning in the future. As a result, search engines want to promote websites that load quickly to ensure users have a smooth experience. Slow loading pages tend to have a higher bounce rate, which refers to users leaving a website after a short while. And high bounce rates can signal to search engines that the content on the page might not be relevant or the user experience is poor. Conversely, fast loading pages leads to a longer dwell time, so the time users spend on a page, indicating higher engagement and satisfaction. Search engines also allow a crawl budget to each website, which determines how often search bots crawl and index a site's page. A slow-loading website may consume more of its crawl budget on loading pages, leaving fewer resources for crawling and indexing the most important content. And with mobile devices becoming the primary way users access the internet, Google has shifted to mobile-first indexing. This means that Google primarily uses the mobile version of the content for indexing and ranking. Mobile friendliness, which includes fast loading times on mobile devices, is crucial for SEO. Core Web Vitals are a set of user experience metrics that Google considers essential for determining page experience, and these metrics include largest contentful paint, so LCP, first input delay, FID, and cumulative layout shift, CLS, which measures loading performance and it's particularly important for website speed and SEO. To improve website speed for better SEO, steps that you can consider are optimizing images, so essentially compressing images to reduce file sizes without sacrificing quality, removing unnecessary code, leveraging browser caching, and optimize server response time, so ensure that your hosting provider can respond quickly to user requests as well. By prioritizing website speed, you're not only improving user experience, but also boosting your website's chance of ranking higher in search engines, driving more traffic to your website. So let's talk a bit more on how to improve your website speed. And this involves a combination of optimizing various aspects of your website, including code, images, server configurations, and a lot more. First thing that you want to do is conduct a speed test. And we'll talk a little bit later on how to do that. But you want to use online tools like Google PageSpeed Insights, GTmetrix, to analyze your website's current performance. These tools provide insights into what elements of your website are slowing it down. Images are often a significant contributing factor to slow loading times. Compress and resize images before you upload them to your site, and considering using modern image formats like WebP, which offers better compression without actually compromising the quality. Removing unnecessary whitespace comments and code from your CSS, JavaScript, and HTML files. This seems small, but it does reduce the file size and makes them load a lot better. Configure your server to set expiration dates for the static resources, and this allows browsers to cache these resources so returning visitors don't need to re-download them. CDNs distribute your website's content across multiple servers worldwide, and when a user requests a page, the server closest to them delivers the content, reducing latency and load times. You want to enable gzip compression on your server. This compresses your website files before sending them to the user's browser, reducing data transfer times. Ensure your web hosting server is responsive, so if you're experiencing slower server response times, consider upgrading your hosting plan or switching to a more reliable hosting provider. For more information about some good hosting providers that are out there, we do have quite a few videos comparing different hosting providers, especially for e-commerce websites, so make sure you give that a go. Each redirect that you have adds additional time to the page load process, minimizing the use of redirects or ensuring that they are necessary for the user experience or SEO purposes. And if you're using a content management system like WordPress, consider using caching plugins. These plugins generate static versions of your pages to reduce server load times and improve load times as well. And most importantly, continually monitor your website speed using various tools and conduct regular performance tests. So it's not enough just to do it once and make improvements. You want to have a set schedule to conduct a speed test and see if there's any new issues that come up, especially if your website has lots of content on it that's constantly being uploaded and being worked on. You want to make sure that you do a speed test every so often to highlight new issues and fix them as soon as possible. Each website is unique, so the specific optimizations required can vary. It's recommended to make these changes one at a time, test the impact after each change, and keep track of your website's performance to ensure you're headed in the right direction. So speaking of conducting speed tests, there are lots of tools and applications out there to help you test it. Two of the most important ones that we're going to talk about today is GTmetrix and Google Page Speed. So GTmetrix is a really popular web performance testing tool, and it provides detailed insights into your website's loading speed and performance. It offers a really comprehensive analysis of various aspects that impact your website speed and user experience. It combines Google's page speeds and Yahoo's YSlow, both of which are performance analysis algorithms to provide a holistic view of your website speed and performance. Some key features of Google Page Speed or GTmetrix is that it provides a page score out of 100 that evaluates your website's performance based on Google's recommendations, and this score reflects how well your website follows best practices. So to get started on how to use GTmetrix, you want to go onto gtmetrix.com, and all you need to do is enter the URL that you want to test, and you just want to click on Test Your Site. What's really cool about GTmetrix is that you can really configure the testing environment. So for example, the default environment is that it'll test in Canada using Chrome desktop with an unthrottled connection. If you click into the Change Options button, now you do need to set up an account for this, but it's free. But then click into Analysis Options, and then what you want to do is change the test format. So you can change the location. So right now it's Canada, but you can change it to North American location, Middle East, Asia Pacific, or even the UK. And then you can test what device. So is it Chrome? Is it mobile? Is it Google Nexus? Things like that. So you can really test the device and the browser that it's using. And with what kind of connection. So 4G slow, 4G, 3G, unthrottled, things like that. And then once you're done, you just want to click on Analyze to actually test your site. And then just wait for the analysis to complete and review the results using the page speed score, YSlow, loading time, waterfall chart, and all the recommendations. So as mentioned, one of the key features is the page score. You get a score out of 100 and it's graded. And it evaluates your website's performance based on Google's recommendation. And this score reflects how well your site follows best practices. The score is both the grade and the performance, and it evaluates your website performance based on Yahoo's recommendations as well. It assesses various aspects of your site, including cache settings, JavaScript and CSS optimization, and a lot more. It also has the loading time and page sizes as well. So GTmetrix displays the actual loading time of a web page and its total size in kilobytes. These metrics give you a clear idea of how fast your page loads and how much data it consumes. Then it has something called the waterfall chart, and the waterfall chart provides a visual representation of how each element on your web page loads, and it shows the sequence and timings of requests made to fetch resources like images, scripts, and style sheets. It also has performance scores by category. So tools, it breaks down your performance into two categories like browser timings, connection duration, backend duration, total blocking time, things like that. And it highlights areas where your site is performing well and highlights areas where it can be improved. The tool also offers specific recommendations and suggestions for optimizing website performance. If you go into the summary tab, and what it does, it gives you issues that are currently on your website, and it also marks a priority on them if it's high priority, low priority, or medium. GTmetrix also allows you to compare the performance of multiple pages or websites side by side in the compare section here. You can compare it with another URL. And it also offers monitoring features to regularly track your website performance over time. And as mentioned before, you can choose to test your website performance on both mobile and desktop devices. And this is really crucial considering Google's emphasis on mobile-first indexing and user experience as well. So when it comes to using GTmetrix insights, focus on improving the page speed and YSlow scores by addressing the recommendations provided. You want to pay attention to the waterfall chart in this tab here to clearly identify elements causing delays in loading. You want to implement the suggestions for optimizing images, scripts, and style sheets, and you want to use browser caching and leverage a CDN if you don't already to improve load times. And always regularly test your website performance and monitor improvements over time. GTmetrix is a really valuable tool for website owners, developers, and anyone interested in enhancing the website's performance and user experience. It's also free, so it makes it even more valuable. And by analyzing the insights provided by GTmetrix, you can make informed decisions to optimize your website for faster loading times and better overall experience. So next up, we have Google PageSpeed Insights, and this is a web performance analysis tool provided by Google themselves, and they evaluate the speed and performance of web pages. It offers valuable insights and recommendations to help improve website owners and developers' websites and help them optimize their sites for faster loading times and improved user experience. So it works very similar to Google GTmetrix. So you want to go onto the website and then just enter the URL that you want to test, and you just want to click on Analyze, wait for the analysis to run, and then it will then provide you with a score for both desktop and mobile. So some key features of PageSpeed Insights is the performance scoring. So PageSpeed Insights assigns a score to your web page based on its performance, and the scoring is given on a scale on 0 to 100, and so you've got the performance scale as well. And then it also has scoring for best practices, how you're following SEO, and accessibility. And it's divided into two categories, one for mobile devices and one for desktop devices as well. PageSpeed Insights provides both field data and lab data. So field data is based on real-world user experience collected from the Chrome User Experience Report, while lab data is generated in a controlled environment. And this combination gives you insights into how real user experiences on your website. PageSpeed Insights will then identify specific opportunities listed here to improve your page performance. And these opportunities are categorized again and include suggestions like optimizing images, eliminating render blocking resources, leveraging browser caching, and things like that. The tool also provides core web vitals metrics like LCP, FID, and CLS, and these metrics help you understand how users experience your page loading times as well. So when it comes to using the page insights results, you want to pay attention to both the mobile and the desktop results as well, and just make sure that you remember that they are two separate things. A higher score indicates a better performance, and you have the performance score here. Review the opportunities section to identify specific areas for improvement and follow the suggestions to optimize images, reduce render blocking resources, and improve response time. You want to address any diagnostic issues highlighted by PageSpeed Insights, and these issues can have a significant impact on your loading speed and user experience. And take note of the core web vitals metrics. You want to aim to improve LCP, FID, and CLS values as they directly contribute to a better user experience. As mentioned before, just like GTmetrix, with PageSpeed Insights, you want to regularly test and monitor the performance of your pages to continuously make improvements to ensure a consistent and optimized web experience. And again, the really good thing about PageSpeed Insight is that not only do you get a score for performance, but you also get a score for best web practices, accessibility, and SEO. And each of these categories, they'll also give you opportunities for improvement as well. So definitely a good thing to check out while you are testing the performance as well. Google PageSpeed Insight is a valuable tool for optimizing your website's performance according to Google's best practices, and it's also free. So by addressing the recommendations and insights provided by PageSpeed Insights, you can create faster loading pages that deliver an enhanced user experience and contribute to better search engine rankings. So let's talk about website agencies, as website agencies can play a really crucial role in improving your page speed and overall website performance. Website agencies like Profile Tree specialize in web development, optimization, and user experience, and we have the expertise to implement various strategies that can significantly enhance your loading times. Website agencies can conduct a comprehensive performance audit of your website to clearly identify areas that are slowing it down. They'll analyze factors like code structure, images, script server, and configuration as well. And they can set up and configure CDNs for your website, and they can assess your current hosting and recommend improvements, which might involve upgrading to a faster hosting plan or choosing a more reliable hosting provider. Some agencies, like us here at Profile Tree, will also provide education and training to help you understand the best practices for maintaining an optimized website going forward. By collaborating with a website agency, you can tap into their expertise and resources to achieve a significant improvement in your website's page speed. They can handle the technical aspects of optimization, leaving you with a faster, more efficient website that provides an excellent user experience and benefits your online presence. Speed and content optimization. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a like and let us know in the comments any questions that you might have, and I'll see you in the next one.